Hey y'all, what's up, everybody? Hey. Ooh, yes, honey, we're in the house. What's up, Star? Hey y'all. You just playing on your Nintendo Switch? I had one in one of them. Hey, friend, Yana. What's up, little baby? Hey, everyone. Quintessential. Hey, boo. Thank you so much again for all your support. Quintessential sent me a picture of her Avon. That's her second order. And I know you have an order coming this weekend. I didn't forget, but I forgot, if that makes sense. I remembered I had to do it, but I got you. You got something coming this weekend. Yes, everybody. Yes. So thank you again so much for your support. I'll be posting that up for me. Please bring your snowblower to my place. Did you see the photos on the gram of my balcony? No, I didn't. I need to go back and look. Hey, L Love. Mwah. I know you said you've been working hard, so you've been kind of out of the loop lately. Good to see you. What's up? My legal correspondent is in the house. Hey, DC. Girl, you fine? Listen, y'all are fine in the chat. What's up, nephew? Hey, what's up? I ain't gonna. Oh, you got me a gift too? Oh, thank you. You didn't have to do that. Hey, Xavier. Hey, the Sims Overdose. Hey, Brandon. Coffee Hook TV. What's up, babes? Can we come and get some of that ice and snow? Listen, let me just say this before I do go any further. Let me send all of the prayers and thoughts and positive vibes. And if I could send you some heat, I would, to all of my South folk who are getting all of this crazy weather that you guys are not used to, especially Texas. I'm going to talk about Texas a little bit later on, but especially Texas. I definitely send my prayers. Almost bit my lip. My prayers to you guys. I absolutely do. Oh, thank you, Quintessential. I'm sure you, as soon as you can get to the post office, honey, you get it to me. But thank you so much. I appreciate the love. Mwah. Hey, Shar. We're supposed to get something come through here tomorrow. It's supposed to start about 4:00 in the morning. Listen, snow days just ain't the same if it don't involve me getting a day off work. If they still expect me to roll over and log into my computer, I could care less. I don't care. Ciao. But so I did get that news today that there's actually a town hall going on right now, child. I'll get the clip notes later. That the district that I work for is opening back up March the 17th. March the 17th, we have to go back to work for 2 weeks. We're going to be in the building without the students, and then it's our spring break. And then when we get back from spring break, the kids will be in the building. I don't know what that looks like yet. I don't know what that's all about yet. Hey, Chicago, you said Chicago don't do snow days yet. Well, remember that was one of the first things that Barack Obama said, and he pissed us off down here in D.C. We was like, come on now, Barack. Now, we love you and all that, and you know, but you live in D.C. now. You listen, because he was inaugurated. Remember, his first inauguration, it was freezing. And then we got a snowstorm maybe like a week or so. I don't even think he'd been president had been inaugurated. I don't think he'd been here 2 weeks, child, when we had a snow day, honey. And he said something about us being wimps. Because in Chicago, we was like, now watch yourself, bruh. Watch it. Because he didn't understand why schools was closed. I said, okay. Well, I'm glad you have power because, again, there's so many. Now, yes, in my county, they are allowing teachers. Teachers have it. They actually started the vaccines this weekend for teachers in the county where I work, not where I live, but yeah. Yeah, and the thing is this what people had to, and not to go off on the rant, y'all, but this what people had to explain to Barack Obama. Chicago is better equipped to deal with the weather because that's what y'all get. DC get a good snowstorm once every couple of years. And when I say a good snowstorm, I mean, we might get a couple of inches of snow, but we don't get snow. And then it doesn't stay that long. And so that's not, when you start looking at your budget for the year, that ain't where we put our resources. DC, DC don't buy no whole bunch of snow trucks and salt and all that stuff. That ain't where they spend all their money. Because we literally have gone winters where we didn't get no snow. It might have got cold, might have been some freezing rain or whatever. But, once the sun came out, ta-da, it's gone. You know what I mean? So, whereas Chicago, I'm sure we looked at the budget for what Chicago spends on snow trucks and salt and all that other stuff. I'm sure the budgets are like this. So, hey, what's up, Miss Honey? So, it's not always about, we being wimps or whatever. Sometimes it just comes down to not having the resources to make sure it's safe for kids to go to school. Also, too, I don't know about Chicago, so I can't speak to this, but in DC doesn't do school buses. So the kids have to ride the metro or walk. And so, again, it comes down to the safety of the kids walking to the bus stops, the kids walking to school, and all that good stuff. So, again, I don't know what it is in Chicago, but if you want to call me a wimp, call me a wimp. Just call me Snow Day. Yeah, a little bit wimpy, but I'm a strong southerner. Neither rain nor sleet nor snow will keep me from the liquor store. Ah! I know that's right. What's up, Miss Honey? Wisconsin is very Wisconsin, child. Do y'all have anything but snow? Yeah, DC. The only school buses you're gonna see in DC are kids who, I hate to say it like that, but kids who have special needs. Those are kids the kids that get picked up and dropped off to go to school are kids that have special needs in DC. DC doesn't have regular school buses like the counties do, where the kids can ride the school bus to school. It's metro. It's public transportation. That's why DC public schools doesn't close that often, because DC public schools goes by metro. If metro open, they figure, well, metro open, the kids can get to school. Child, when I worked in DC, we ain't never get no snow days. I was like, let me tell you something. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get my. Anyway. Yeah, now the counties have the school buses, but DC public schools, not like that. Like I said, again, if you see DC public schools, if you see there's a reason, there's a special need, there's some sort of issue with that child. As far as that child, I promise you that child has an IEP or 504. Snow is away. Like, that's what I'm saying. Wisconsin, girl, y'all down to the Wisconsin, girl. I watched both you and QS videos, the language one and the interpretive dance one. You must be talking to somebody in the chat, because I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, DMV. And that's why when I taught in DC public schools, that's what I used to always have to explain to my students. I was like, y'all, the thing is this: when you work in the county, if the school buses cannot get to every single bus route safely, they got to close schools. So just because, like, for example, if you live in Prince George's County, and the people who live in the area know what I'm talking about. If you live in Prince George's County, your road might be fine because you live closer to like a main area of Prince George's County. But if you live in one of the more rural areas of the county and the school buses and the streets are iced out and all of that, what they do is they run the routes at like 4 a.m. They run those routes to see if every single route is clear. If the route isn't clear, that's when you see, oh, it's a 2-hour delay. Oh, the schools are closed. Because if they can't run that route, by law, they can't open up so the whole county might be out just because it's 3 or 4 routes they can't get to up in the more rural areas of the county. DC doesn't have that roadblock because they ain't got no damn buses. Anyway, y'all. Yana said that's how they do it here. Hey, P, what's up, boo? I bet Candace wrote about. Oh, you watched both of my questions. Okay, so I got that out the way. Let me say this. I apologize for my Queen Sugar video. Last night, I guess I was in such a rush to get it out. And when I was rendering it, I saw that it did something crazy, but I thought I had hit a button because while my Queen Sugar video was rendering, I was doing my Basketball Wives video. And so I thought maybe I hit a button or something or whatever. So I was like, the video's fine. So then this morning, so I uploaded it, I went on the bed. So today, El Teddy called me and was like, girl, hey, I don't know if you knew, but your video was doing something, a little wonky. And I was like, damn, for real? I said, I thought it had did something crazy. So what I did was I rendered it again. This time it seemed to go through smooth with no problem. And so I uploaded it. And you saw it say a re-upload. It's the exact same video. I don't know what the problem is, but thank y'all for watching it anyway. Because people have been watching it. Because I had almost 100 views on the first one. And y'all know for me, listen, if my videos get over 100, I'm happy. Okay, that's my goal for every video I upload is to get 100 views. Clearly, I want more. But if I could get all my views to 100 and then we can work our way up from there, I'm happy. Listen. Pray for us in Houston. You have no power. You aren't used to. Oh my gosh, I did. I'm so serious when I say that. Yeah, folk queer county is because it's very rural counties. Yeah, I'm definitely praying for you guys. I know y'all aren't used to this weather. And not only are you not used to this weather, y'all weren't prepared for the weather. The state, and we're going to get to that, but Texas got y'all. Texas did y'all dirty. All I can say is once y'all thaw out that y'all really don't forget this when it's time to vote and hold these people accountable for making the decisions that they made to put you guys in the situation that you guys are in right now. The Ted Cruzes of the world that want to blame everybody except for blaming the shiesty deals that they made. Yeah, and I do. I pray for you guys. I definitely pray for the homeless. They are literally people freezing to death. Lady Nika went live this morning talking about in Louisiana where she is, a man froze to death in front of the courthouse in I guess an area in her area in front of the courthouse. On a bench in front of the courthouse, literally froze to death. So you guys are just country's too rich for this. Too rich for this. Okay. What ugly emojis? Ella. I forgot all about. Listen, I got to the end of that episode. I wanted to end it where Charlie was like, I don't lose, baby. That's why I wanted to end my review, and then I forgot that Raw had. Okay, let's go and get to Queen Sugar. Let's go and get to Queen Sugar. Texas is a whole mess. We're gonna get to Texas. Well, you're absolutely correct, P. Texas is a whole mess, and I know when we get there, P, you're gonna be lighting it up because I already know that you are on it. Y'all are under a boil advisory and weather pressure declining. What is that? I mean, what is a boil advisory? Y'all gotta stop boiling water, or y'all should be. No. That means that they're telling y'all to boil y'all water before y'all do anything with it, right? Because there might be toxins and stuff like that. That's what that means, right? A boil advisory. They're telling y'all to boil y'all water first. I believe that's what that means. Yeah. Oh man, they have to boil the water. Okay. Yeah, and that's the other thing. You guys that are down there in Texas, in case they haven't already told y'all on the news, y'all run, even if it's just a trickle, run the water regularly through y'all's pipes. Even if it's just a little trickle of water, just run it because those pipes will freeze up very quickly, especially if they don't have the certain, I guess they call it the insulation or whatever over the pipes that we have in this area because we're used to it. Y'all run the water through those pipes regularly. Okay, you guys, regularly y'all run that water through y'all's pipes. Oh my gosh. And again, it doesn't have to be at full speed, just a little trickle. Just a little trickle. I know when it gets below a certain percentage, below a certain temperature here, my daddy called me and be like, run that water through your pipes for a few minutes. You know, my daddy be checking in on me. You know, my daddy be checking in on me, child. Yeah. But don't run it at, you have to run it at full speed. Just a little, hey, Jaded. Mwah, mwah. Hey, baby. Just a little tickle, tickle, you know, little tickle, tickle. Just to run it through those pipes. Damn. We had a water advisory, a boil water advisory in Kentucky when our mayor messed up our pipes. All right, y'all. We definitely keeping y'all in prayer. Please, we're keeping y'all in prayer. Yeah, definitely keeping y'all in prayer. I don't know. Let it drip like angel hair pasta. Hey, Cola. Yeah. All right. Queen Sugar. So we had the return of Queen Sugar last night. Let me tell y'all something. First of all, let me say this. I was here for all of it. Okay. I was not disappointed in the season premiere. You know, we've been waiting for so long and we've been anticipating it that, you know, it's easy to be let down by your own expectations that you put on something. I love Queen Sugar. I think Queen Sugar is a great story. It is a great show. I was just not let down. I was okay with the fast forward of the stories to get us to February of last year. So it's before COVID really hit. You know, COVID's in the wind. You see Charlie watching the news and them talking about COVID deaths, and listening to the news and they're talking about the COVID deaths as she's pulling up to the courthouse. But it's, you know, it's in the wind so far. You know, we know it's going to eventually hit them like it hit everybody else, but right now it's in the wind. And just like it was with us, we would hear about it on the news and we heard it getting closer and closer to the United States before it was like, boom, it's right here. I was there was only one part of the story that I was just like, ugh. And that's just the whole Ralph Angel Dollar thing. I know they want me to see them as real black love and they want me to love them. I could have told you that I love the haiku. They've been selling haiku for a while, and I've always loved the haiku scent. I love haiku. DC be deleting her messages all the time. I told her half the time I don't be seeing what she's saying. She really be deleting them, but I understand. She explained her reasonings, and I'm here. I respect it. That's the only thing. Like, I really think they are trying to sell us on this black love story, and I am just, look, I understand addiction, okay? I have dealt with it. I have seen it in my family, all of the above. I understand addiction. I understand love and redemption, and I get it, but I just, I'm here for, let me say this. I'm fine with Darla getting clean, doing right. Like I was loving it when I saw Darla on her come up. When she got herself, when her family helped her get herself a little place, and she had her little car, they upgraded her little car, and she had that good job working in that office. I was here for all of that. I was here for her doing better. I was here for her living a clean life and being a good mom and a consistent mom to Blue. I was here for all of that. I was even here for when she had herself a little boyfriend. What I won't here for is her and Ralph Angel. That's what I ain't here for. I'm here for the Darla glow up. I'm happy for her. I want her to do better. I want her to be clean. I'm here for all of that. What I'm not here for is the her Ralph Angel. because I was here for that. Like, I really appreciated that, and I thought it was a great story. I thought they wrote a great story. I really do. I thought they wrote a great story, you know. But you're right, Xavier. The heart wants what it wants. Maybe that's what the story is, honey. That the heart wants what it wants, child. Y'all, they done blown up the Taj Mahal down to the Atlantic City. I didn't know the Taj Mahal had closed. Shoot, I used to win me some money. I'm sorry. Let me turn my TV off. Y'all know my ADHD, child. I didn't want, because I'm looking at MSNBC in the background, and they talking about that they demolished the Taj Mahal today in Atlantic City. That's Trump's old casino that went bankrupt. But I didn't realize the Taj Mahal had closed and went bankrupt. I should have known that, but I guess I don't know. I didn't know. Right, little baby. I ain't like the way he treated the lawyer. Okay, I was not here for it. Okay, P. All right, because I don't want to give you no spoilers, honey. But yeah, we're gonna talk about it a little bit. All right, so I'm here for, and the other thing is, I don't know if I'm ready to forgive Nova yet. I don't know. Oh no, Xavier, I'm sorry, child. The Taj Mahal in Atlantic City, child. I want some, like I said, I used to win money at the Taj Mahal. For some reason, I always won money at the Taj Mahal. But anyway, y'all, I just won't hear. I just don't know if it was me, if I would be ready to defend her. Hey, Sylvia, I've been missing you too. It's good to see you. Right, quintessential. Because again, the way she did that whole book situation, it just dig deeper for me. You're not going to convince me that you thought it was okay to do what you did. You can't convince me that you thought that putting all your family's business out there was justified, because in your mind it was your story too, and in your mind, we need to get this out there, and this and this and that. You don't have that right. It's not your story to tell. Tell your story without including other people's version part of it. How about that? Talk about you and your relationship with your mother and your relationship with your father. Don't talk about Ralph Angel's relationship with his father. Don't talk about Charlie's relationship with your mother and father. Damn sure, I don't even understand how Ralph Angel and the paternity of his child had anything to do with your book. Especially without talking to them. Especially without talking to them. You don't have that right. So I don't know if I'm ready to forgive Nova yet, because she was just so self-righteous, and if she think it's right, then it's supposed to be right, and it's supposed to be okay. Right, Xavier. That is what, Laura, if we have some family therapy and then we agree, I could even see if you were estranged from your family. I could see if you was like, I don't even rock with my family anymore. I don't mess with them no more. Screw them, screw me, screw us. I could even see if it was something along those lines. But you claim you love them. But anyway, now what I am here for, I am here for the Charlie and the Parker. Ooh, Charlie Parker. The Charlie versus the Parker breakdown. Oh, I'm here for all of that. Baby. I'm here for all of that. Now, we know Charlie going to take some L's before she ultimately get the W. But baby, I am so here. I am so here for the Charlie versus Parker. Right, then she went on the world tour. Exactly. Okay. Oh, God. Child. And like El Teddy was saying, they equal. They equal. You know what I'm saying? They both biracial. They both got a little money. They both have business backgrounds. They both got chips on their shoulders. They both know how to rock a mean dress, baby. Okay? I mean, they here for it, honey. They are here for it. So I'm here for it. Yeah, Charlie took that L. Yeah, she set her up real nice on that one. Yeah, Steen, aka Parker, set her up real nice on that one, honey. She did. She got her on that one. She said, thanks to our councilwoman, we found an alternate route. Now, the funny thing was, as soon as she got up there on that stage, Nova looked over at Charlie and said, this ain't good. They knew they was about to get it. They knew the setup was coming. They knew the setup was coming. She looked at her and she said, yeah, this ain't going to be good. This ain't going to be good. This ain't going to be good. Oh, Lord. Hey, B-Lo. What's up, baby? Yeah, that road going through the gravesite like that. Yeah, that's dirty. That's dirty, Steen. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be calling her Paco or if I'm gonna be calling her Steen. I'm gonna try to call her Paco. I even wrote the name down so I would call her Paco and not call her Steen. But she just Steen to me. Listen, Xavier, I was thinking the same thing last night. I was thinking Steen knows she know how to play a bad bitch. She know how to play a bad bitch. And you're right. She ain't took an L since Underground. She went from playing a bad bitch in Underground to a bad bitch on How to Get Away with Murder, and now we over here to the Queen Sugar. She don't take no L's. But I will say this though, and I know she's been doing this a long time because I've seen her in different, little roles here and there. So I'm glad she's starting to really be seen as someone who could command an audience and be in a lead role. But I want to see her next role to play somebody soft, because I don't want her to get typecast in that space. I want her to play somebody soft next time. Let her hair down a little bit, soften up that makeup a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Fall in love. I want to see her play. I want to see her play a little soft. Yeah, Tegan. Yeah, because we know she can play this role. She got this. But let her put her hair down a little bit. Let her play a little soft. She need to do like a good black rom-com in her next role. Let Will Packer put her in one of his movies and play a good rom-com. So yeah, I love Charlie's bob. See, that's what I'm trying to grow my hair, y'all, too. I like that bob, Charlie. I'm trying to grow my hair out. I want a longer bob though, but I'm trying to grow my hair into a bob, and it's just not growing fast enough. Okay, but that's where I'm trying to go. Which I saw with Charlie's hair last night. That's where I'm trying to get here, but just a blonde version, just the blonde version of it. Okay. I loved how we switched it up this season. I definitely loved Charlie switching the hair up on us this season. Remember, she did the little natural thing. I love to see, and her hair still might be natural. She just got it pressed out. That's no problem. But I love to see how she switched it up. I loved that Nova's giving us a different energy. A lot of people with dreads do that. I've seen people with dreads, they grow them. And I think 7 is the number. A lot of people with dreads, it's like that 7th year. It's time to cut it, cleanse it, and if you want to grow them back, then not cleanse your hair, but cleanse, like what we saw Nova doing. I know people who have dreads, and I've seen them do that on the 7th year, at the 7th year or whatever. I mean, she didn't say anything about 7, but I just remember somebody talking to me about 7. I remember Lenny Kravitz. That's when he cut his hair. After 7 years, when he cut his dreads. I mean, he's growing them back now, but when he cut his dreads the first time. Listen, I was so here for that. For those of you who are not familiar with the W.E.B. Du Bois Booker T. Washington debate, baby, when they made, listen, first of all, I was already seeing the reference before they said it. When Parker made the comment, and I'm paraphrasing because I remember the exact quote, when she said, I'm trying to pull our people out of that analog system that was never created for us to succeed. I said, I see it. Like, I literally, and then like the next line, Charlie said something about, oh, so you Booker T. Washington? I mean, oh, so you W.E.B. Du Bois? I said, I see it. I see it. And for those of you who are not familiar with that Agrarian lifestyle. Okay, did I say analog? Y'all know what I mean. Okay, thank you, Seagull. W.E.B. Du Bois and Booker T. Washington. Booker T. Washington, in his time, in his heyday, was the Barack Obama. He was the black leader. He was the man. He was in this, remember, this was before the days of social media and news cycles and TV. And so the only way you heard about people was through the newspaper. And so Booker T. Washington had become this, he was the spokesperson for Black America. That's who he was. He went to Hampton Institute. He was mentored by the guy who started Hampton Institute. His last name is Hampton. He was a military guy. He started Hampton Institute for, Negroes. And that was who his mentor was. And they sent him to Tuskegee to start a school there. And Booker T. Washington felt that Black people had not been prepared for life as freedmen. He said, we have been conditioned to be slaves our entire life. We're not ready to run businesses. We're not ready to be doctors and lawyers. And he didn't mean it in a demeaning or negative way. He was saying, listen, let's figure this new life out. Let's move a little slow. And in the meantime, let's teach our people vocations that will employ them. Let's teach them how to be carpenters. Let's teach them how to, clean houses and learn the trades of the day. And it wasn't meant to be demeaning. It was like, listen, we literally just came out of 200 years of bondage. Let's figure this thing out. And then you had a W.E.B. Du Bois come along, who did get his PhD from Harvard University, who came from a pretty pedigreed background, who said, no, sir. No, sir. We are ready, right? Manufacturers, he said, we are ready. And the time is now. And you should not be teaching Black folk to be lesser than and continue to work under white folk. And so it was just hey, Jonathan, thank you for speaking first before you did your other stuff. Okay. And so they ended up having these great debates where people would pay money to see them debate each other and go back and forth. And they would be written up in the newspaper as these great debates. And Booker T. Washington, probably his most famous speech he gave at the Atlanta Expo, I believe it was the Atlanta Expo. Exactly, Miss Honey, exactly, and that's where a lot of the criticism came from. But yeah, you guys, I don't want to go too far left with it because a lot of y'all in the chat are already very familiar with what I'm talking about. But definitely, y'all, again, I saw somebody wrote, hold on, let me scroll back up and put it up on the screen. Go read Up From Slavery and the Souls of Black Folk, and you'll see where they came from and their history and how they came from it. And again, let's be clear, W.E.B. Du Bois got just as much criticism as Booker T. Washington did, because there were people who, they were not here for that elitist mindset, his talented 10th. You look at W.E.B. Du Bois's mindset on this talented 10th. Also read The Miseducation of the Negro is a good one to read. Anyway, it's great. It's great. They talked about the speeches in Underground. Okay. All right. See, look at Underground giving it to us. Liz Green, Liz Green said she wasn't here for that talented 10th mindset. Right. So again, just it's some great stuff to talk about. It is some great stuff to talk about. But I was here for it because I saw it. And I know it was purpose. And I didn't see it last season, right? I didn't see it last season, but I immediately saw it in that showdown at the Sugar Mill last night. I said, oh, wait a minute. They are giving us the modern day Booker T. Washington, W.E.B. Du Bois breakdown, debate. They're giving it to us in real time. I was like, bitch. That was the best part. Okay. Now, if I had to, other than the Ralph Angel, Darla situation, can we talk for a minute? And Quintessential was all in the DMs last night with me and El Teddy, honey. Can we talk for a minute about that bull hockey, Micah pledging of fraternity? Now, let's be clear. At PWIs, freshmen can pledge or rush sororities or whatever. I know, the language that you use. But at most HBCUs, I can't speak for all. I can speak for all the ones that I've been in contact with. You have to have 30 credits. Thank you, Geechee girl. You have to have 30 credits in order to pledge. For most people, that's your sophomore year. Now, you can go into college with college credits. I started my freshman year at Bennett, and I already had college. Technically, all I needed to take was like one more class my first semester of my freshman year, and I would have had 30 credits. I could have pledged my second semester of my freshman year, honestly, because I would have had the criteria had I done that, had I decided to do that and take that extra. No, I think I might have needed. I might have needed 2 more extra classes, but neither here nor there. I technically could have done it because I did start college with college credits, so I could have done it. But the average freshman can't do it their freshman year. I'm just saying that's the average. At FAMU, you're not pledging freshman year. I've only known one exception to the rule because she was every damn thing on campus. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And again, me and Quintessential were talking about this last night. And she went to a PWI. And so she said second semester freshman year. But let's remember, I guess technically this is second semester because this was February. So I guess technically, but remember, he's supposed to be going to Xavier. Now, I didn't go to Xavier. I know some people that go to Xavier, and you can't pledge your freshman year at Xavier. I'm just telling you what I know. Because a friend of mine's daughter is pledging now. She was pledging, she was pledging last year and everything got shut down because of the COVID. And so, but last year was her sophomore year. She couldn't do it her freshman year. And she's a legacy. She third generation of what she pledging. So, but that's a minor thing that I'm not even going to trip on. It's minor. But I just didn't understand why. There must be a reason why they're writing this in. Probably later on in the year we'll see it, because there's really no need for them to rush that on Micah. I'll wait and see how they play it into the storyline to see if they needed to rush that into the storyline, because I just don't see why they needed to do that. I was accepted at Xavier too, and I actually almost went to Xavier. My uncle I ain't even gonna get into all of that. My uncle actually used to be the head basketball coach at Xavier. And I almost went to Xavier. I would have loved to go to Xavier. In hindsight, I kind of wish I had. Not to take none away from Bennett. Y'all know I love me some Bennett. But I was interested in going to Xavier. Anyway, moving on. Took me a minute to realize he was pledging. I thought he was a Muslim. You know what? I could see that too, Miss Honey. I could see him getting caught up into something like that in college. I could have saw that too. I went to PWI and you couldn't pledge your freshman year. It was a private school. My sister went to Fisk and they have to have so many credits first, but I don't know the amount. I know for us it was 30. Yeah, I know it for most schools it's 30. And like I said, that's just I know that at PWIs it's not the same as HBCUs, but most HBCUs I know it's 30 hours. But anyway, that's a minute point. It's not that I ain't gonna stress it out because it ain't that deep. And like I said, I'm gonna wait and see how they write it into the storyline as we continue to go on. If it becomes a major part of the storyline that plays a part into something, then I'll be like, okay, I see why they did it. If it ends up being nothing, then I'll be like, why? Y'all didn't need to rush this. Because I know y'all got people on y'all staff that went to HBCUs. I'm sure they got PWIs too, so that might be why they ain't think nothing of it. Anyway, you wanted to go to a HBCU, but not enough screenwriting degrees. A lot of them just not screenwriting. Yeah. Bennett has mass communications, but they don't have like a specific screenwriting degree, but they have mass communication. All right, so that is Queen Sugar. I spent way more time on Queen Sugar than I meant to, child. See, this is how y'all be getting me on left, right, and in the middle. Okay. All right, so basketball-wise, I'm not going to redo basketball-wise. We had a whole conversation this morning on Giving You the Real Tease channel with Ya and Scotty by Nature. I ain't redoing it. However, some things went down to the Twitter last night as it relates to Jennifer Williams, OG, and Evelyn Lozada. I'm gonna give y'all what happened because we're not gonna get into no long conversation about what happened on the show. I ain't doing it. I already talked about it today. I ain't doing it. But it seems as though Evelyn got to tweeting last night during the show about somebody fronting with a house that was rented for the purposes of filming. Let me say this. All y'all do that. All y'all do that. All y'all rent for the purposes of the show. All of y'all do that. So then Jennifer Williams responded and said something about it's the fake house for me, something like that. Then I saw DC. No, I saw that one. I said, you fine, girl. You and Ebby, y'all do what y'all do, child. Y'all do what y'all do. And then Evelyn came back and said, just to be clear, I wasn't talking about Jennifer Williams. I was talking about somebody else. So somebody must have tweeted, well, who are you talking about? And Jennifer Williams responded, well, her name begins with the O and ends with the G. So allegedly production paid. Oh, so then Evelyn was saying, somebody must have said something about, well, all of y'all rent or people rent all the time. And the response was, yes, but production doesn't do it. Here's my issue. Number one, all y'all rent, so I don't care. You rent your cars, you rent your purses, you rent your clothes, okay? You rent your houses. All of y'all rent for the purposes of stunting for these shows, okay? All of y'all do it. Let's be clear. Number one. Number two, does it matter if OG's house was rented or not? And the third thing is, why do you care and know that production paid to rent the house? Because allegedly what Evelyn said was production spent $30,000 to rent that house for 2 days so OG could film in there, and that's not her real house. Seems to me like you should be mad at production, not OG. Like, why you mad? That's between OG and production. Clearly there was a good enough reason, and they wanted OG to film bad enough that OG said, y'all can't bring them cameras up in my house, but we can go down here to this little rental and I'll go ahead and do whatever y'all need me to do. Because let's be clear, OG filmed one scene in that house with her talking to her family last night. So whatever it was, it couldn't have been that deep. And I know that there are some places, I remember Martell Hope saying how, from Love and Marriage Huntsville, saying how the homeowners have been giving them a hard time about filming. That's why they have to film like inside of the house. They can't film like in the neighborhood and walking around and stuff. They can't. The homeowners association will not let them film in their neighborhood. They have to film in the house, and that's it. And it could be a situation like that where OG lives now, where her and Kwame moved to. Maybe they can't film. But clearly production wanted her to film if they paid $30,000. And see, here's my thing. I put that on Shawnee, because how Evelyn even know that? Nobody on the cast should know, one, that ain't even OG house, because I'm sure you was never invited to her house. Two, how you know how much they spent? Exactly. Then OG said she's building a new house, says she don't want anyone to know her address they reaching. Yeah, I mean, I just sitting here like, girl, you filmed in that empty ass house that you was getting renovated the whole damn episode. How we know that was your house? There was nothing in that house that belonged to you. It was all construction and people hammering in the background. For all we know, you could have rolled up on a house that was in construction and had the camera crew follow you around and film a couple of scenes with you on the phone. We don't know that that's your house. I was like, y'all do the most. But my thing is, on last night's episode, Jennifer and OG was cool. Now Jennifer is teaming up with Evelyn onto the Twitter. So some shit done went down. They just stopped filming. I'm like, damn, y'all just stopped filming last week. Well, I'm exaggerating. I don't know exactly when, but they were filming in the fall. I'm like, girl, y'all just filmed this shit 2 months ago, 3 months ago. So either something happened during filming, or I mean, it's Jennifer. Why am I even trying to entertain? Why am I even trying to make that shit make sense? I remember when Mark Anthony said no, they were dating. He just rented out his house to Evelyn. Right, that might be right. That might be Mark Anthony's house that Evelyn in. Girl, you getting renovated and trying to move because you feel unsafe. I will never understand. These people do this all the time. They buy these houses and then they doing all this major construction. What's up, Star? Gina? My thing is this. I see moving into a house and getting a few little odds and ends taken care of, but you bought a house and now you are doing major reconstruction to that house. Girl, if y'all don't go sit y'all ass down somewhere. Not Cole for he paid for her services. You know what? I done talked all my lip gloss off. But anyway, that's all I was bringing y'all because I ain't about to go through that whole episode again. I'm not. The best part of that episode was Malaysia talking to her kids. It was the saddest part of the episode too because, like I said in my review, my heart. If y'all want to hear what I felt about last night's episode, go watch my review because I'm telling you, it breaks my heart every time I have to see a Black mother have that conversation with her children. Every time. Hold on real quick, y'all. Don't talk to me. Why are you going to talk? Evelyn is what we call a 9-to-5 victim. Child. Evelyn is a professional victim. All right. So listen, y'all. I don't know if y'all saw my review on Judas and the Black Messiah. Listen, let me say this to y'all. If y'all don't go over to HBO Max and check that movie out as soon as we get up off of here, bitch. Oh my God. Where do I even begin? That movie. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Honey. I'm sorry. Yeah, y'all, if y'all haven't seen Judas and the Messiah yet, I'm gonna try not to spoil it, but I am gonna talk about it. But I'm not gonna say y'all like it's based on a true story, so you kind of know how it ends. But I'm not gonna talk about specific events. I'm gonna try my best not to. It's so good. No spoilers. I'm not gonna tell y'all what happens in the movie. I'm just gonna tell you how good the movie was. We'll watch it when you watch Hamilton. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right. I see a lot of comments. Okay, cool. All right. Y'all haven't seen it yet, then I won't talk about it. We'll talk about it at another date. We'll talk about it. I'll give y'all another week or two to watch it, okay? We'll talk about it, but it's good. Go watch it. All right. We ain't gonna talk about it. I'll give y'all another week. Miss Honey, you can come back, Miss Honey. I ain't gonna talk about it. Because I didn't realize, okay. I don't want to, okay. All right. Moving on. It's been almost an hour anyway, child. Moving on. That, because I always grew up a fan of Fred Hampton, I'm here for the fact that he's finally getting his flowers. I have not been watching The Masked Dancer. It's me, D. I forgot it was even coming on. Sorry. No, Bap, and I'm not. My mama told me if you can't say something nice, just don't say nothing at all. So I don't have nothing nice to say about that man. know that's right, Moya. You better tell them. I if you see my review, you'll see me talk about my affinity for the Black Panthers and how once I found out about the Black Panthers, this is how I am when I found out about something. If I hear one thing about something and I'm interested in it and I'm curious about it, then I end up going out and finding everything, um, everything about that topic. So once I learned and read about the Black Panthers, I was insatiable. I couldn't read enough. I read so many books. I would go to the library and did research and pull like actual newspaper articles from that time period. I read, I mean, even though it was very redacted, I read COINTELPRO and what we were allowed to read. And I thought it was a very well told story. I remember, if you again go back, y'all go look at my review. Judy Richardson was one of the executive producers of Eyes on the Prize 2, and I took a class with her, and she told us about the day this man came in to do his interview for Eyes on the Prize 2, and they were shocked that he told them as much as he told them. But it is true when you, and at the end of the movie, you see his actual clip. That is the real guy. That Lakeith Stanfield plays in the movie. And yeah, she just talks about that day that as an executive producer, her looking at her team, or she was a producer, her looking at her team, and they were looking at each other like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit. Because they didn't know what he was going to say, and they damn sure didn't know he was going to give them everything he gave them. Go back and check it out. I'm sure it's floating around on YouTube now, but it's in the Eyes on the Prize 2. There was the first Eyes on the Prize that documented the civil rights movement from 1954 to 1968, I believe. And then Eyes on the Prize 2 came out, and it chronicled the late 60s going into the 1970s, covering busing and that kind of stuff, like what happened after the civil rights movement kind of thing. And I even think there's a part 3 now that goes into the 90s, like 80s, 90s, I think. But I know Eyes on the Prize 2 went into the 80s. So I think there's a part 3 that picks up in the 80s, but don't quote me on that because I'm not sure. But I know part 2 went into that. No, I didn't hear about that, Xavier. Yeah. So I'll stop talking about it, y'all, because I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it. Y'all go watch it though. We'll talk about it in a week. We'll come back to that one in about a week. Okay. All right, y'all. All right. Let's do a little bit of politics today. Oh, yes, Auntie D. I mean, Auntie Dee. Yeah, there's another one. So Auntie Dee said she saw the documentary on HBCUs. That's the one I was telling you guys about yesterday called "Tell Them We Are Rising," and it starts with 1865 with Reconstruction, and it goes all the way into Morris Brown, with what happened to Morris Brown into present day. And I saw that, DC. I think Emma Stone is starring in it. And there was a shooting on the campus of Southern University, and like she said, it was similar to that of Kent State. There was another I want to say it was it Jackson State? I think it was a shooting similar to that at Jackson State, where students were killed on campus. I believe it was Jackson State. Don't quote me on that though. But yeah, definitely, Southern State. That was a sad story. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, so let me read y'all. Let's talk about what's going on in Texas for a little bit. So everybody is trying to blame everybody else. Oh, your mom was at Southern at that time? Oh, wow. A tank pulled up to her dorm? Wow. Wow. Sorry, y'all. Wow. I know your mom. I can only imagine your mom's story. So everybody's blaming everybody else for what's going on down there in Texas, right? The Republicans are blaming the Democrats and this energy, them wanting to go to wind energy and stuff, which really is only like 10% of the grids in the state of Texas. So it's not their fault. The Democrats are blaming the Republicans, saying that they didn't keep up with the infrastructure. But it looks like the blame falls on the Reliability Council of Texas, or Electric Reliability Council of Texas. It is an independent organization that operates the Texas power grid. Now, this is something that the governor of Texas and basically he privatized the electricity. He basically privatized electricity. And this is what happens when you deal with private firms. This is a total failure of ERCOT. These are the experts. These are the engineers in the power industry. These aren't bureaucrats or whatever the case may be. These are specialists, and government has to rely upon these specialists to be able to deliver in these types of situations. The sad thing is, and this goes for Democrats and Republicans, y'all can keep passing the baton all you want. That doesn't change the fact that somebody failed the people of Texas. I hope the people of Texas remember, and when it's time to go to the polls, they hold the right people accountable and get some good people in there. Here's the downfall to privatization. You remember when George W. Bush wanted to privatize Social Security, and people was like, hell nah. You privatize Social Security, and basically what you do is turn it over to an investment group. They have no incentive with people's money. If the stocks go up, great. If the stocks go down, and that's why people were like, no, we're not privatizing none of this. I'm in Dallas. The issue is that Texas decided not to be included in the national grid. They wanted to be on their own grid to avoid federal regulations. Right. They wanted to be, and they turned it over to a private firm because they didn't want to be held to that federal standard. Oh, they still, P, they ain't gave up. But I'm just saying, I remember the conversation going back to, George Bush having this conversation about privatizing. Oh, no, you're right. They ain't done. Exactly. Oh, what DC say? Not privatized it because Texas Power Grid is not interstate. The federal government cannot regulate it. It's what we call a quasi-public company. Okay, quasi-public company. Thank y'all. The quasi-public company. Thank you. Quasi. Thank you. But again, your government in the state of Texas is what failed. It's the government that failed y'all. Okay, well, y'all know my legal correspondent be getting me together. A private company that has to go through the government to make operating decisions, not completely private. Okay. No, you good. Listen, y'all fine. I don't know everything. I want y'all to tell me. Hook a sister up. But when I was reading that article, that's the way the article read to me. And so, I don't live in Texas. And so for the people who are in Texas, and, again, DC is my legal correspondent. So y'all know I always defer to her. Okay. I always defer to her. Okay. I'm going to take her comment down because I know she don't like it up there for long like that. No, but you good, P. You good, babe. But again, when you hear the Ted Cruz's, and I'm thinking to myself, you are a representative in the state of Texas. Why are you not holding those people accountable for what they did and didn't do? Why you literally your people are freezing to death in the state. You got time to come for AOC. AOC is in New York. How you coming for her? And don't get me wrong, AOC ain't, she get on my nerves too sometimes. She be doing a lot. But in this situation, she was minding her good business up in New York. She ain't worried. Sir, if you don't go figure out how to fix the problem in Texas, you tweeting about whose fault it is. If you don't go sit down somewhere. Excuse me. Exactly. Knowledge is definitely power. I want to know. Authentically Young says she's in Houston and read this. Well, where I get this article from? I got this article from CNN. I guess I better stop reading CNN, child. That's what I got. I really did. I got this article from CNN. Let's see yourself. Okay. But yeah, I want to say this before I get off of here. You guys go over to Tabitha, formerly known as Beautiful Soul. She did a video right before I went live. She did a video talking about it was a mayor down there in Texas saying some nasty things about the people of Texas and how they need to learn how to sink or swim. This ain't the government's fault. They need to figure it out. The government ain't here to take care of them. Y'all go watch that video. It's not a long video. Y'all go watch her commentary in her video. She reads from the article. And I just was listening to that. And I was like, oh my God. How could you say that to people who are literally freezing to death? Oh, well, sink or swim, figure it out. Oh my God. Okay, the ERCOT does not have to follow FERC guidelines. They had no incentive to keep the power plants up to code. They did not winterize their equipment. Right. Exactly. So because they weren't, so maybe my language was wrong, but because they were not held to the same standard that the rest of us are held to, and this is something that I didn't know. And I would have never known had we not run into this in Texas. I didn't know that Texas was doing its own thing in the state and that they decided to make up, do their own thing. I didn't know they were doing that. And I'm sure a lot of people in the state of Texas didn't know that. Yeah, he resigned. He resigned, C. Golden. They should use house for heating supply. I agree, Bat. Let everybody go to his house. How about that? But yeah, so that's what I guess, like I said, maybe my language I wasn't using the correct wording and the correct verbiage, I should say. But that's, I guess, so privatization is not the correct word, okay? But not being held to the same federal standards is what created the breakdown in the infrastructure of the Texas power grid. Is that better? Was that a better way of wording that, y'all? That better? I had no clue either. I had no clue Houston could get snow and stacks like that. Well, that's the thing. Nobody did. Texas went out of the... Yeah, Texas always talking about seceding, child. Even in the Northeast corridor, we share a grid with New Jersey, Pennsylvania, etc. It's outdated as fuck, but they keep it up, child. Thank you, Pete. So that was a better way of wording that. So my verbiage was off, but I think in my mind, my sentiments was right, but my verbiage was off. And words mean things. So thank y'all, because I want to be right. I want to get it right, I should say. I want to get it right. And words mean things. I accept that. Words mean things. That's important. It's an interstate operation. It's an intrastate, not interstate. Got it. Now, I understand that. Intra instead of inter. Got it. Houston typically doesn't get snow like that. Right, exactly. Climate change is real. And that's the other thing. Y'all are not even ready for that type of weather as far as like your clothing and all that. Like it's stuff that we just have basic. We're going to keep gloves and scarves and hats and heavy ass winter coats. We might not wear them every day. We might not need them every day, but baby, we got them. We got snow boots. We have all of that stuff. Hell, something as simple as a shovel. Half y'all probably don't even have a damn shovel. Right? Half y'all don't even have a damn shovel. And it's stuff that's just what we have. Like, that's just normal. I keep salt. Matter of fact, I need to put some salt down before I go to bed. I keep salt. And listen, y'all go get y'all some kitty litter. The kitty litter work good. Right, because I think somewhere in Texas it was 0 degrees. I said, what the fuck? I really am auntie. Why you say I'm really auntie? Oh, thank you, P. I used to see you over in Beautiful Souls chat. I saw you in Terrence. I think I saw you in Terrence's chat before too. Where did I see you first? Maybe I did see you in Terrence's chat first. Well, I'm glad you found me. Calcium chloride. Texas version of our apocalypse. Yeah. I'm in Alabama and we winterize our equipment, but it costs money. I work for a power company. Absolutely. Exactly. If it snow like that, child, if it snow like that where you are, Danny. Austin went down to 0. God. Listen, we don't even get a 0 down here very often. So if y'all wonder why she said kitty litter, it helps add traction. Put it around your tires if you're stuck. Okay, yeah. So y'all put some kitty litter in y'all trunk. Y'all, them people up north probably keep kitty litter in their trunk just in case they get stuck in the snow. Yeah. All right, y'all, I'm ready to get out of here. It's been an hour. As always, thank you so much. Don't forget to join me here tomorrow at 6:30 with Yocrates and Lil Baby for our live review of the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Okay. And then Saturday, don't forget to join me here for my interview with Buffy Purcell and her husband, Dr. David Purcell, and we'll be speaking on some things. And as always, y'all, I didn't even put my banner enough. As always, make sure y'all, get y'all Avon. Thank you. Somebody put an Avon order in yesterday. See, I get the emails when I get a new Avon order. So thank you to whoever that was. If it was someone that's in the chat, thank you to whoever that was that put in a good Avon order yesterday. It was a big order too. I really appreciate your support. For the person who put that order in yesterday. Thank you again, Quintessential, for ordering repeatedly. Ain't nothing like a repeat customer, okay? And I appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy all that you got. I thank all of y'all for the support as always. Child, I got to listen. I got a lot of stuff tonight. I still got to do my Real Housewives of Dallas. I ain't done 90 Day Fiance from Sunday. Tonight, I have Real Housewives of New Jersey, Sisters. The views are going back up on Sisters. Y'all must have said something to some people because my numbers is going back up on Sisters. I'm like, Sisters, Married at First Sight, and something else come on tonight. Oh, the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion part 2. So listen, I got a lot of stuff going on. That don't mean that y'all gonna get it all tonight. I'm gonna try my best. But yeah, I'm getting off of here now so I can start getting a head start with some of the reviews. But I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good night. Mwah! They trying to keep me with the sisters.